Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
All right, Phil, you're on with Steve Jewin and Mania.
All right, Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm excellent, but I know it's not excellent when you lose a split decision fight, so not a wonderful thing to start off with, but how do you feel in hindsight about that fight with Vadim Nemkov? Do you feel you got robbed?
No, you know what? Anytime there's a close decision, I truthfully just say, I put myself in that position, man, and I respect the judges, and I let them make the call, even if it's not the one that benefits me. It was a close fight, and I blame me. I say, I should have gotten a lot busier in the first period, in the first round. I'll say first period because of wrestling. I should have been a lot busier in the first round. I should have got on him. I was a little slow, a little hesitant. I wanted to feel him out, see his range, see his speed, and it just took me too long. And once I got his speed, I got a good read on him. Then I was able to just flow and let go and really get after him. But absolutely cannot wait that long to settle into a fight. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I can't blame anybody but myself, because if I blame anybody other than myself, then I can't get better. The judges have to get better.
Aside from blaming yourself for getting off to a slow start, was there anything Nemkov did that you weren't expecting?
Well, he got a takedown. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, no, it's I always invite guys to start a grappling match, and that's, I mean, I don't see that changing. I enjoy, being tied up, being in, takedown attempt, and getting that scramble started. I usually always end up on top. Even when I get taken down, I pop back up to my feet, or I end up sweeping the guy. But he was able to kind of like get me down 2 quick ones, and no damage was done, but I wasn't able to get on top before the round ended. And I looked back at that second period and I was like, yeah, Phil, that's going to cost you. That is going to cost you. So, I mean, again, when I look back at how close the fight is, I look back and I see all the things that I can do much better. I mean, there's just a lot of things that are circumstantial, and when you don't, you put it all in the judges, and then that limits how much you can actually grow. And I feel like I still have a lot to grow.
You're getting more than that opportunity to grow here at Bellator 220, but it's with a familiar opponent in Liam McGeary. So do you think he's going to have the same vulnerability to takedowns that he did before?
I don't know how he could correct it, but what I will tell you is that his vulnerability to being taken down is somewhat self-inflicted. He someone enjoys being taken down. I mean, I think that's kind of part of his game plan.
Right.
To get taken down and
to
then
work jiu-jitsu off his back. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know how he's going to change that.
At the same time, though, I think with the Muhammad Lawal fight, we saw a little bit of an evolution, as Lawal still got the takedowns, but he didn't get as many, and McGeary was actually able to stuff a few and then rock him on the feet.
Well, I mean, I won't take anything away from him on that, but, you don't see Muhammad Lawal holding people down and controlling them and looking for submissions. It's usually get them down, smash their face in. And if you can't do that because the guy is, not in a, holding him at bay with his position, then he's kind of not as good on top. He's just not positionally. He's not great on top. So saying that he couldn't hold McGeary down doesn't really mean a whole lot to me.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. The one thing, though, that I drew from that fight more than anything was the best takedown artists I can think of in Bellator, at least in this division, are you and Lawal. So anytime I saw McGeary not get taken down, I was like, Well, that's interesting because that's one of the best wrestlers in this whole sport.
Right. You know, I tell you what, you know, there's different wrestling styles, and and they all translate into MMA in different ways. Johnny Hendricks is one of like the best collegiate wrestlers
all time.
Yeah, and his ability to get takedowns in MMA, no, not necessarily his ability to get them. He just doesn't translate. You know, it's just not what he goes after. He has great weapons on his feet, and you know what I mean? Everybody is looking for different things as wrestlers and as fighters. So kind of, I don't know, man. No, he has the ability to take folks down left and right, but I also think that I know that makes him tired, and I will take you down all night long. I'll take you down all night long. I do that dance all night long like Lionel Richie. If you keep standing back up, he will get tired, and that's the difference.
Right. Well, the other thing is, when you mentioned Johnny Hendricks, I feel like there are two different versions of him. There's pre-USADA and post-USADA. And post-USADA, he didn't look as big as he used to, and he got tired a lot faster.
That could be, but you know, I've heard that about a lot of guys, and I don't cheat, and I don't know which guys do cheat, because how would I know? You know,
right.
That wouldn't be information they tell me. But what I would say is, I feel like he lost a step or two when he hurt his knee. I remember seeing him in Vegas when he hurt his knee, and it was just, you know, like those big ACL surgeries, man, sometimes it sets you back more than you know. And it's not just like a quick fix after surgery. It still takes a couple years to get you back. And right when he was in that comeback stage, man, it was just young lion after young lion. You know?
That division turned into Murderer's Row real quick.
Right.
But speaking of which, it's no different right now in Bellator's light heavyweight division, because you were on your way back to possibly fighting Bader again before the loss to Vadim Nemkov. So do you feel that beating Liam McGeary a second time, being that you're both former champions, puts you right back in that mix?
Well, you know, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to get the title back, and I'm going to get back to Vadim Nemkov much sooner than later. So, I mean, a win just puts me back in the conversation of, I mean, I don't know who he fights next, really. And, you know, with a win, it could be me.
It's funny because I keep hearing things like both John Jones and Ryan Bader get this same argument, like they have no contenders at light heavyweight. I'm like, are you really just saying that because you can't think of one, or are you saying that because it's true? I'm wondering when I hear people say that.
You know, I think those are both different situations, but
maybe the solution is just to have Bader fight Jones, do a cross-promotional fight.
I think that's kind of what he's leaning for.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. We both know that. So, in the meantime, we're looking at you possibly fighting Bader again, but you seem to think a Vadim Nemkov rematch might be a crucial step in that direction.
Oh, I mean, it's going to happen sooner or later. That is going to happen sooner or later. It's just a matter of when and where, and you know, what are the stakes.
So has it already been signed then? Have you been offered the rematch?
No. I'm just putting it out there, you know?
You're saying, hey, Scott Coker, if you're listening, here's what I want.
Well, I mean, realistically, a win over another win over Liam puts me, you know, back in line behind Nemkov. So he's either fighting for the title, or you know, we can work things out on our own.
So, what do you think of Liam McGeary's career at this point, given that he's lost 3 out of his last 5 fights, including the last time he faced you?
Well, I don't know what you want me to say about that. I mean,
is he on the decline? Because before he faced you, he was undefeated. Since then, not so much.
Yeah. He could have hit a rough patch in his life and his career. I'm not real vocal about my injuries, and I like to give guys the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the same is true for him. But you never know. I like to think that the guy that showed up was in great shape, and he put forth his best effort. And I'm pretty sure he's going to put forth his best effort this time, and he's still not going to come out on top.
Fair enough. Now, what do you make of the fact that so many guys who are in this division, including Linton Vassell, the aforementioned Bader, are looking at the heavyweight division going, I don't want to make that cut anymore. I can fight at a higher weight.
Let them. I mean, if that floats your boat. Heavyweight there's some big dudes at heavyweight, and you got to fight them all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm good where I'm at.
So you don't entertain that notion yourself. You've never thought about it.
Not right now. For me, I don't have a style where I can bounce up and down between light heavy and heavy. So if I did go to heavyweight, it'd be permanent.
Right. And I think that's what Linton Vassell was saying to me the last time I talked to him. He was like, no, I'm comfortable here. This feels good to me. I couldn't cut back down again if I tried.
Right. So he's a heavyweight for sure?
Yeah, that's what he told me anyway.
Oh, wow. Well, I know he wouldn't lie to you because you would take it to him, right?
I don't know if I'd take it to him, but I would at least put him on the record for it and say, well, here's what he said and here's what he did.
Hey, man, this is messed up. I tried to put you on the spot to talk tough, and you turned it down.
I'm not a tough talker. I leave tough talking to fighters. I'm just a reporter. I don't mix it up.
All right. Fair enough.
But speaking of which, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give you the chance to plug sponsors, thank teammates, and give out any social media that you want to give.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll plug my sponsors, Affliction Clothing Brand, Blackheart Premium Spice Rum, Monster Energy, Oak Grove Technology, Go Ministry, and am I forgetting? No, I'm not forgetting anybody. Yes. That's everybody.
All right.
Cool. Yep. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you, Phil. It's always good to chat with you, and hopefully you'll have a wonderful fight against Liam McGeary at Bellator 220.
Oh, it'll be wonderful.
That's for sure. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.